You think you understand chaos. You think you understand me. Look closely. We are all monsters here.
You see, the thing about cruelty is that it wears many masks. Oh yes, people love their little masks, don't they? They hide behind smiles and pleasantries, masquerading their venom as virtue. But you've seen beneath those masks, haven't you? Felt the poison dripping from their honeyed words. They thought you wouldn't notice, thought you were too blind, too naive to see the daggers hidden behind their backs. But you saw it all, didn't you? Every false smile, every hollow promise, every calculated betrayal. They thought they were so clever, so subtle in their manipulation, but they underestimated just how much you were paying attention. You know what makes them truly cruel? It's not the pain they inflict. Nah, it's the way they make you doubt yourself. They plant seeds of uncertainty in your mind, water them with their toxic whispers, and watch as the weeds of self-doubt strangle your confidence. They're artists, really, masters of psychological warfare. They'll pat you on the back with one hand while digging your grave with the other. And the worst part? They sleep like babies at night, convinced of their own righteousness. They wear their false virtue like armor, believing it shields them from the consequences of their actions. But armor can become a prison, can it? But here's where it gets interesting. You see, they made one fatal mistake. They thought their cruelty would break you, reshape you into their perfect little puppet. They expected you to crack, to shatter into 1,000 pieces they could sweep under the rug and forget about. Oh, how wrong they were. Because what they didn't understand, what they could never understand, is that their cruelty wasn't breaking you. It was transforming you. With every sharp word, every betrayal, every moment of calculated indifference, they were unknowingly forging something unprecedented, something they wouldn't be able to control. Every slight, every betrayal, every moment they thought you weren't watching, it was all being recorded, cataloged, stored away in that beautiful mind of yours. Like a photographer capturing evidence of a crime scene, you documented it all. Every cruel word, every false promise, every moment they thought they had power over you. It's all there, isn't it? Preserved in perfect clarity, like insects in amber. And now you have something they never expected. Proof. Not just of what they did, but of who they truly are. The masks are coming off, and underneath, pure, unadulterated ugliness. The kind they tried so hard to hide, to deny, to project onto others. But justice. Justice is a funny thing, isn't it? They think it comes with trumpets and banners, with judges in robes and gavels pounding on wood. They're wrong. Real justice? It's silent, it's patient. It's the slow unraveling of their carefully constructed lies. It's the moment they realize their masks have become transparent, and everyone can see the monsters lurking underneath. And the best part? They'll never see it coming. They're too wrapped up in their own perceived invincibility, too convinced of their right to inflict pain without consequence. You want to know why? Because true justice doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. It seeps into their world like water into cracks, freezing and expanding until their foundations begin to crumble. Every lie they told, every person they hurt, every bit of cruelty they thought was safely hidden, it's all coming back. Not with a bang, but with the quiet certainty of an avalanche that's already begun its descent. They won't even realize what's happening until it's far too late to stop it. That's the beauty of real justice. It's inevitable, inexorable, unstoppable. They played their game thinking they were the masters of the board, moving pieces at will, sacrificing pawns without consequence. But they forgot one crucial detail. Even pawns can become queens. And you? You've been studying the board all along, learning their moves, understanding their patterns. While they were busy congratulating themselves on their clever manipulations, you were evolving, adapting, becoming something they never accounted for, something beyond their limited imagination, beyond their petty games of control and dominance. You see, that's the beautiful irony of it all. Their cruelty, their carefully calculated attempts to diminish you, to control you, it's become their undoing. Every wound they inflicted has become a lesson. Every betrayal, a strength. Every attempt to break you has only forged you into something stronger, something far more dangerous than they could have imagined. And now you stand at the precipice of something they can't even comprehend, something that will shake their very foundation, rattle the cage they've built around themselves with their own cruel intentions. God saw it all, didn't he? Every whispered lie, every hidden dagger, every mask they wore while inflicting their casual cruelty. He watched as they played their games, thinking themselves clever, thinking themselves justified. But here's the thing about divine justice. It doesn't operate on their timeline. It doesn't follow their rules. It works in ways they can't predict, can't control, can't manipulate. And sometimes, just sometimes, it works through the very people they tried to destroy. The ones they thought they could break and discard. The ones who refused to stay broken, who gathered up their pieces and became something new, something powerful, something unstoppable. And now, as they continue their little charade, wearing their masks, playing their games, they don't realize that the clock is ticking. Justice is coming, but not in the way they expect, not in the way they can prepare for. It's coming through you, through your transformation, through your refusal to remain their victim. You're not just surviving anymore, you're becoming their reckoning. And when the time comes, when their masks finally crack and fall away, they'll understand too late that their greatest mistake wasn't their cruelty, it was choosing you as their target. Because you're not their victim anymore, you're their consequence. They never understood the power of silence, did they? While they were busy making noise, flaunting their supposed superiority, you were watching, learning, growing in the shadows they cast. They thought silence meant weakness, thought your quiet endurance was submission. Oh, how wrong they were. You see, in their arrogance, they forgot a fundamental truth. The deadliest predators don't announce their presence. They wait. They observe, they prepare. And that's exactly what you've been doing, isn't it? Every moment of forced silence has been a lesson in patience. Every suppressed response a masterclass in timing. But here's what really keeps them awake at night, though they'd never admit it. Deep down, in those quiet moments when their masks slip and their pretenses fade, they know something's changed. They can feel it in the air, like the electric charge before a storm. They see it in your eyes now, that unflinching gaze that no longer begs for approval, that unwavering strength that their cruelty accidentally created. You've become the embodiment of their worst fear, Someone who sees through their charade and refuses to play along. Someone who's turned their own game against them. Remember how they used to whisper behind your back, thinking their words would never reach you? But words have a funny way of finding their target, don't they? Each poisoned arrow they launched became another piece of evidence, another reason for what's coming. They thought they were writing your story, defining who you were with their cruel narratives. Instead, they were writing their own doom, signing their names to a debt that's finally come due. And God kept the receipts, every single one of them, every mockery, every betrayal, every calculated attempt to dim your light. It's all been recorded in the ledger of divine justice. You want to know the most delicious part of all this? They can sense it now. The shift in the air when you enter a room. The way their confident smirks falter just slightly when they meet your gaze. They're starting to realize that their actions have consequences, that the universe has a way of balancing its books. They created this situation, crafted it with their own hands, molded it with their cruelty and arrogance. And now they're beginning to understand that they're not the architects of fate they thought they were. They're just players in a game they didn't realize they were starting. See, that's the thing about hidden cruelty. It leaves invisible scars. Scars that run deeper than any physical wound, that reshape not just the flesh, but the very soul beneath it. They thought these scars would weaken you, mark you as their victim forever. Instead, these scars became your armor, your proof of survival, your testament to endurance. Each one tells a story not of defeat, but of resurrection, not of weakness, but of incredible strength. They tried to write your tragedy, but instead, they authored their own downfall. Justice doesn't always wear a badge or carry a gavel. Sometimes it wears the face of the very person they tried to destroy. It speaks with the voice they tried to silence. It moves with the strength they tried to sap. You're not just a survivor anymore. You're become justice incarnate. Every step you take forward is another crack in their carefully constructed facade. Every success you achieve is another nail in the coffin of their superiority complex. And the best part? You don't have to lift a finger against them. Your very existence, your continued rise, your unwavering progress, that's all the justice you need. They thought they could play God, didn't they? Deciding who deserves respect, who deserves dignity, who deserves a chance to thrive. They handed out cruelty like they were distributing divine judgment, never once considering that real divine justice might have other plans. But God saw. God always sees. And sometimes, divine justice works through the most unexpected channels, through the ones they thought they could break, through the ones who refused to be broken, through you. The weight of their actions is starting to press down on them now. You can see it in the slight tremor of their hands, the nervous laughter that doesn't quite reach their eyes, the way they glance over their shoulders when they think no one's watching. They're beginning to understand that karma isn't just a concept, it's a promise. A promise that every action has its equal reaction, that every moment of cruelty creates a debt that must be paid. And the interest on their debt? It's been compounding all this time. You've become something they never expected, a mirror reflecting back their own darkness, a living reminder of their failures, a testament to the power of divine justice. Every success you achieve, every step you take forward, Every moment you stand tall despite their attempts to break you. It's all part of a greater plan. A plan they set in motion with their own cruelty, but one that God has repurposed for something far more powerful than revenge. This isn't about getting even. It's about rising so far above their petty games that they become insignificant. Their cruelty rendered powerless in the face of your transformation. The justice that's coming isn't swift like lightning or loud like thunder. It's methodical, inevitable, like the turning of the earth or the rising of the sun. It's in the way their lies are beginning to unravel, the way their masks are starting to slip, the way their carefully constructed world is showing cracks they can't explain. They wanted to play with fire? Well, now they're about to learn that some flames can't be controlled, some forces can't be contained, and some consequences can't be avoided. Divine justice has a poetry to it that no human orchestration could ever match, and you're about to become its masterpiece. You know what's beautiful about divine justice? It has a way of turning the tables so completely, so irrevocably, that those who once thought themselves powerful find themselves utterly powerless. They wielded their cruelty like a weapon, thinking it made them strong, thinking it made them untouchable. But now they're starting to understand something fundamental about the universe. Every action creates an equal and opposite reaction. Every moment of cruelty they inflicted has been transformed into a force they can't control, a reckoning they can't escape, a justice they never saw coming. They thought they were writing your story, didn't they? Thought they could define you with their whispers, their mockery, their calculated acts of cruelty. They cast themselves as the authors of your fate, the architects of your downfall. But here's the plot twist they never saw coming. While they were busy writing your tragedy, God was writing their redemption story. Not the kind of redemption they wanted, oh nah. The kind that comes through fire, through transformation, through the complete dismantling of everything they thought they knew about power and control. See, that's the thing about hidden cruelty. It leaves fingerprints everywhere. On the soul, it tries to crush. On the spirit, it attempts to break. On the heart, it aims to shatter. They thought these marks would be their signature, their proof of dominance. Instead, they've become evidence. Evidence that God has been collecting, cataloging, preserving for just the right moment. Every tear they caused, every dream they tried to destroy, every hope they attempted to crush. It's all been documented in the eternal ledger of divine justice. And now the payments are coming due. But not in the way they expect, not in the way they can prepare for. This isn't about revenge. Revenge is too small, too human, too limited for what's unfolding. This is about transformation, about the butterfly emerging from the chrysalis they tried to crush, about the phoenix rising from the ashes they scattered, about the warrior emerging from the wounds they inflicted. They thought they were destroying you, but they were merely participating in your metamorphosis. Every act of cruelty became another layer of your armor. Every attempt to break you became another forge, strengthening your steel. You want to know what really terrifies them now? It's not the fear of exposure, though, that keeps them up at night. It's not the dread of consequences, though that shadows their every step. Nah, what truly terrifies them is the way you've changed. The way you stand now, unbowed, unbroken, unafraid. They see in your eyes something they never expected to create, a force of nature disguised as a person. Someone who's not just survived their cruelty, but transcended it. Someone who's taken their attempts to destroy and turned them into fuel for something magnificent. The justice that's coming isn't just about evening scores or settling accounts. It's about fundamental transformation, about showing them in the most undeniable way possible that their power was always an illusion, that their cruelty, their manipulation, their careful construction of pain, it was all just building the foundation for their own undoing. Because here's the truth they're finally beginning to grasp. God doesn't just see the cruelty they inflict, He repurposes it, takes their poison and turns it into medicine, takes their warfare and turns it into victory. They never understood the true nature of power, did they? Thought it came from their ability to hurt, to control, to dominate. But real power comes from transformation, from taking everything they threw at you, every insult, every betrayal, every calculated cruelty, and alchemizing it into something they can't comprehend, something that makes their petty games of power look like child's play, something that turns their own weapons against them without ever having to lift a finger in retaliation. Watch how they scramble now, trying to maintain their grip on the narrative they created. See how they struggle to understand what's happening as their carefully constructed world begins to unravel. They're realizing, too late, that every act of cruelty they committed wasn't just a sin against you. It was a brick in the foundation of their own downfall. Every mask they wore while inflicting pain has become a mirror, reflecting back the ugliness they tried to hide. Every shadow they cast has become a spotlight, illuminating the truth they tried to bury. Divine justice doesn't just balance the scales, it rewrites the entire equation. It takes their attempts to diminish you and turns them into the very thing that elevates you beyond their reach. Takes their efforts to silence you and transforms them into a voice that resonates with power they can't silence. Takes their strategy to isolate you and turns it into a strength they can't penetrate. They thought they were writing a story of destruction, but God was orchestrating a symphony of reconstruction all along. Remember their faces now, in this moment of dawning realization. Remember the way their confidence cracks, the way their certainty crumbles, the way their power dissipates like smoke in the wind. Not because you've done anything to them. Nah, you've risen far beyond the need for petty revenge. Remember it because it's proof of a fundamental truth they never understood. That true power doesn't come from the ability to inflict cruelty, but from the capacity to transcend it, to take everything they thought would destroy you and use it as the foundation for something they could never imagine. The justice that's coming isn't just about their downfall. It's about your rise, about the way you've taken every dark intention, every hidden cruelty, every calculated attempt to break you, and transformed it into something luminous, something that doesn't just survive their darkness, but illuminates it, exposes it, renders it powerless. They wanted to write your ending, but instead, they only wrote the prelude to your beginning. And now they get to witness what happens when divine justice doesn't just restore, it revolutionizes. This is the moment they never saw coming. when their hidden cruelty becomes the very thing that empowers your visible triumph. When their attempts to write your tragedy become the ink that God uses to write their lesson. When every shadow they cast becomes another light in your constellation of strength. They thought they were breaking you down, but they were just breaking down the barriers to your true potential. They thought they were witnessing your end, but they were only watching your genesis. And so here you stand, not a victim of their cruelty, but a testament to divine justice, not broken by their attempts to destroy you, but transformed by your refusal to be destroyed. Every mask they wore, every lie they told, every wound they inflicted, it's all become part of your armor now, part of your strength, part of your story, but not the story they thought they were writing. Nah, this is a story of divine justice, of transformation, of power they can't comprehend, and strength they can't corrupt. Let them watch now, as their hidden cruelty becomes the foundation of your visible victory. Let them witness as their attempts to dim your light become the very thing that makes you shine brighter. Let them understand, finally and completely, that every act of cruelty they committed wasn't just seen by God, it was transformed by Him into something they never expected, something they can't control, something that will remind them for the rest of their days that true power doesn't come from the ability to inflict pain, but from the capacity to transform it into purpose.